Hey guys, good morning. I know a lot of us this weekend are thinking about putting our syllabus together and great readings for our syllabus. And I remember hearing yesterday during the sesh that a lot of people were planning to use the library, and I was thinking, ouch, that's not how I do it. I actually already have all of my course readings, and it's because I found them all through social media sites. They pretty much kind of landed in my lap. So if you're interested in exploring social media sites for your course reading list, this screencast should help you out. I should note I'm planning to talk about screencasting in a future session of the blog, so stay tuned if you want to learn how to do this. It can be a really powerful tool for your classroom. I will give you the same reminder before we start that I give all of my students, which is it's a great idea to watch this in full screen mode so that you can easily see the text, and the full screen button on most video applications is down where I'm circling right now here in the corner. So first I wanted to visit dig.com. Dig.com is at digg.com. It's a social media news site where visitors can vote for stories and then make them rise to the top. So you get sort of the most popular, sexy content right at the top of the feed. So for today, we're going to work with a hypothetical theme of superheroes, and that's going to be my keyword for today. I know a couple people are even actually using that theme, so I'm going to type superhero into this box, and I'm going to search Dig and see what kind of stuff we get. And sure enough, look at this. It's pointing us to the 9 stupidest superhero secret identities, or who should be cast for superhero film Doctor Strange, great superhero moments. And notice some of this is great stuff to assign to your students, but other stuff here is going to make great primary sources for your students or in-class examples for you to project on your projector screen. So lots of great stuff here. There's also reddit.com, that's reddit.com. Reddit is also a site where people can vote stories up or down based on content. It's designed to share news, but it ends up being, as they say, anything interesting. So even though the interface is a little bit ugly, you can still search Reddit. So let's see what Reddit gives us for superhero. Okay, so sometimes with these social sites you find kind of weird stuff, right, that's not entirely relevant. But sometimes you find stuff that's super relevant, like this photog gives migrant workers the superhero treatment. Let's look at this. Fantastic. This is a photographer who dresses up migrant workers like superheroes doing their everyday job to do social commentary about sort of work in American society. So this would totally work for your class theme if you were doing superheroes. Okay, thirdly, let's talk about Stumbleupon. Stumbleupon works a little differently from Reddit and Dig. Stumbleupon.com is designed to be an internet exploration tool. So when people sign up for Stumbleupon, which you're not going to have to do, they can choose one of these categories of interest like cats, and they can be stumbled upon to all of these sites like this that are chosen at random but are on the relevant theme. And that allows them to kind of discover things on the internet that they might not find any other way. So for example, here I'm at a website that's about cats in sinks, and I can get a different cat in a sink. Awesome. Stumbleupon kind of gets a reputation for just being BS and crap because it has a lot of those oddities on it, but not always. Okay, let's try superhero here at Stumbleupon and see what we get. Bingo, right? A great video about superhero fashion emergencies. Apparently there's a blog called the Superhero Journal, international superheroes, blah, 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 blah. So lots of really fantastic stuff for you to check out. And you can see it goes on for pages and pages, as it does here at Reddit, I bet. It's probably tons of stuff. Yep, keeps going. You can click next. Now, as if you weren't overwhelmed enough, let's talk about 2 more sites. Delicious.com, which I've mentioned several times here on the blog, is a social media bookmarking site. So people can share their bookmarks with other people online. So for example, over 25,000 people have bookmarked this site, istockphoto.com, which is royalty-free images and photos. It's actually a great resource for you if you ever end up teaching digital documentary or any kind of digital composition where your students would need copyright-friendly images. So let's try superhero as a search here at Delicious. Okay, so you're getting the theme, right? More wonderful gold here at delicious.com. So finally, let's talk a little bit about searching Twitter. I've taken you to search.twitter.com, and you can use this even if you are not yourself a Twitter user or if you don't have a Twitter account, it's no problem. All tweets on Twitter are publicly indexed, which means that they are publicly available, and for at least a couple of days you can search them. So let's see what happens when we type in superhero into Twitter. you get up to the minute the latest tweets that include that word. So some of these may not seem so relevant, and some of them may even be redundant with other stuff that you've seen, like here we go, Dolce Pinzon's photos of migrant workers in superhero outfits. And you're going to have to scroll through some crap, but eventually you're going to find some really great stuff. Like this appears to be about a comic book hero being the namesake for a roller coaster, which I think is really interesting. This is a Scottish superhero movie. Could be really interesting for comparing superhero culture across countries to see if it's all the same. This is an article about like becoming your own superhero. So certainly there's a little experimentation here, but you might really find some gold. Finally, let's take a look at hashtags.org, which is a site that indexes the latest things that are related to a hashtag. And this is a hashtag. Let me raise it really big here so that you can see it. Hashtags always begin with the pound sign, and they're terms that help Twitter users organize content around certain terms. So you'll notice, for example, this guy has organized his tweet as being about hashtag Ryan Reynolds, also Deadpool, which is a movie, also superhero, also Marvel, the famous comics books company, and sort of comics in general. So anybody who's following one of these hashtags is going to see his tweet if they search for those terms. So that could be really great. It turns out to be about Ryan Reynolds' movie roles in superhero films. And then some useless crap. And then, after more useless crap, let's see what we get. That's it. So sometimes you strike out, but don't be afraid to try hashtags.org. You're going to find amazing things, especially if you type in something like oil, like the oil spill. There's some incredible stuff here about the oil business and the oil spill itself. So here we go, like Obama requires oil and gas wells to be plugged. How perfect is that? It's from 4 minutes ago. So the content is literally up to the minute, up to date. And that's one reason that I really like these sites, is in a lot of cases you end up with material from the now, from like the latest and greatest. Now you might be feeling a little overwhelmed by how much information I've thrown at you today. And if you are, I invite you to index all of your potential course readings the way that I do, which is with evernote.com. Even though it's a website, it's actually an application. You can use it anywhere, meaning here on evernote.com, you can actually get your stuff right off of Evernote, but you can also have a desktop application. So here is my Evernote right here. I'll take you in here quickly to have a little look. You can see here, I've tagged my notes that I've taken from the internet, of internet content that I thought was relevant to my teaching, and I tag it with things like business writing. So here's all of the wonderful things that I've found lately that I think might really relate to a business writing class. I also have one for social media, which is my course theme for English 110. I've got 60 different wonderful things, and you can see they're cut and pasted right into my Evernote so that I won't lose them. Now the way that I would add something to Evernote is, let's say, for example, I just wanted to add this page to my Evernote. I could highlight the content that I like this, and I would just choose this Evernote button that I've added to my Firefox browser, and boom, Evernote's just automatically going to get that content in a note, and I'll add whatever tag I want, like add tag here, or teaching, etc. And if I decide I don't want that note, I could just go ahead and delete it. Evernote is totally free. It's PC and Mac. It works with just about every phone or mobile device that you can think of. I really highly recommend it if you're interested in keeping better track of all of these amazing resources that you're going to find through social media. So that's it for today. I hope you don't have any questions. I hope that maybe buys you back a couple hours this weekend of time while you're planning for your course theme. Happy searching.